All right, let me just say it. The scale is a liar. Yes, I said it because here's the truth. Your scale doesn't just measure fat. It measures everything. Water, hormones, waste, even how inflamed your body is on that particular day. And we don't even got to talk about the muscles, the blood, the bones. All of that stuff weighs something. And it doesn't take into account what's going on with the water, waste, inflammation. So when you wake up and you're suddenly 3 pounds heavier than you were yesterday, you didn't magically gain 3 pounds of fat overnight unless you literally ate 10,000 calories before bed, which, let's be real, you didn't. It's not fat. It's inflammation. Your body is basically screaming, something's off. And instead of storing fat, it's holding on to water, stress hormones, and all the gunk that makes you feel puffy, tired, and stuck. And let me tell you, this one realization completely changed how I look at weight loss because the problem isn't always fat. I think a lot of times it's inflammation. And once I figured that out, everything made sense. Hey y'all, welcome back to Doozy Talks with Susie, where we keep it real about fitness, nutrition, mindset, and how to live in sync with your body and your purpose. So let's get right into it. What if the reason you can't lose weight isn't actually fat? What if it's inflammation? I know that word gets thrown around a lot, but inflammation might be the real reason your face looks puffy in the morning, why your belly balloons up after dinner, or why the scale jumps 5 pounds overnight when you swear you didn't binge on pizza. Today, I'm going to break down what inflammation really is, why it tricks us into thinking we're gaining weight, and most importantly, what you can do to fix it. All right, let's set the stage. Inflammation isn't always bad. In fact, it's your body's built-in repair system. If you scrape your knee, your immune system sends in inflammation to heal it. That's called acute inflammation. It's like calling in the fire department to put out a blaze. But here's the problem. Sometimes that fire doesn't go out, it just smolders day after day inside your body. That's called chronic inflammation. And it's like having smoke damage everywhere, even if you don't see the flames. And when it comes to weight loss, chronic inflammation wrecks your progress. It can make you insulin resistant, which basically means your cells stop listening to insulin and you can't burn fat efficiently. It can raise cortisol, your stress hormone, which signals your body to store belly fat. It can cause water retention and puffiness, making you look heavier even when it's not fat. Think of it this way. Inflammation is like a traffic jam inside your body. Nutrients, hormones, and detox pathways are all honking their horns, stuck in gridlock, and fat burning comes to a screeching halt. Let me make this personal for a second. For years, I confused bloating with fat gain. If I ate certain foods, my stomach would balloon up and I'd think, oh great, I'm gaining fat again. But I wasn't, I was inflamed. Even the scale would tell me, oh, you put on weight overnight. For me, foods like grains, beans, and even certain vegetables like onions, garlic, cruciferous veggies would trigger massive bloating, stomach pain, and even body odor. I could eat one tiny serving of broccoli and boom, my stomach looked like I'd swallowed a balloon and not a little bitty water balloon. The crazy thing, when I stripped those foods out and focused on a simpler diet, mostly animal-based with fats and proteins that my body actually tolerated, suddenly the weight melted off. My face looked leaner, my waist slimmed down, and I had way more energy. The scale wasn't lying, but it wasn't telling the whole truth either. A lot of what I thought was fat was actually inflammation. Now, let's geek out for a second because I like to geek out. Chronic inflammation isn't just about how you look. It's about what's happening on a cellular level. Your immune system releases these little messengers called cytokines. In short bursts, they heal. But in chronic inflammation, cytokines stay elevated, basically shouting, danger, all the time. Your fat cells aren't innocent either. The bigger they get, the more inflammatory chemicals they release. It's this vicious cycle. More fat equals more inflammation, which makes it harder to burn fat. Then there's the gut lining. When it's damaged, something called leaky gut, tiny food particles slip into the bloodstream. They slip out of the gut into the bloodstream where they don't belong. Your immune system freaks out because there's something running through your bloodstream that shouldn't be there. And this adds even more inflammation. And don't forget oxidative stress. That's when free radicals build up and your body doesn't have enough antioxidants to keep them in check. And here's where genetics comes in. Some of us are literally wired to struggle more. And I'm not saying that so everybody can feel they're a victim, but so you can recognize some people, maybe they're not struggling. Your best friend may not be struggling, but you struggle. You're just built different, literally wired different, and that's okay. For example, I have mutations in my CBS, SOD, NAT2, and COMT genes. That means my body doesn't detox as efficiently and I'm more prone to oxidative stress. Think of it like this. Some people get handed a Dyson vacuum for cleaning up toxins. Others, like me, got stuck with a tiny hand broom. And guess who's cleaning up faster? Not me, probably the person with the Dyson vacuum. So how do you know if inflammation might be the reason you feel stuck? Let's rapid fire a few signs where you can self-assess what's going on with your body. Puffy face or swollen fingers in the morning. You shouldn't be dealing with that. That's inflammation. Rings or shoes that feel tight by the end of the day. If you wear rings every day and they're just a little snug, let's think about inflammation. Stomach pain or bloating right after meals, maybe even as you're eating them, or you notice it after you eat. That's another sign. The scale jumping 2 to 5 pounds literally overnight. No joke, this happened this week because I'm still finding what works and doesn't work. I literally jumped 1.5 pounds overnight because I ate my favorite fast food restaurant place, but I'm not going to put them on blast. Anyways, I had one meal, a small amount, and I literally gained 1.5 pounds overnight. Next, brain fog, fatigue, or mood swings. It's a big one. So if this sounds like you, please don't panic. It doesn't mean your body is broken. It means your body is waving a giant red flag saying, hey, something's off. And please listen to what your body is saying. It's trying to communicate. 1, food triggers. First, let's talk food. Some of the biggest inflammation triggers are seed oils like canola, soybean, and sunflower oil, excess sugar and refined carbs, processed foods with additives and fillers, and here's the kicker. It's not the same for everyone. For me, it's grains and legumes are no-go, as are seed oils. Those are a big no-no for me. For you, it might be dairy or high histamine foods or even certain vegetables. The trick is paying attention to what your body is telling you. Please listen to your body. It's constantly communicating. It wants to continue to function for a long time because that's how it's designed. So instead, focus on anti-inflammatory staples like grass-fed meats, wild-caught fish, olive oil. And if you tolerate them, go for berries, leafy greens. Lifestyle habits is the next one to work on. Sleep is huge. I was just meeting with a client today, and we were going over sleep because I told her, I said, look, if you want to be healthier, if you want to lose weight as well, sleep is huge. Just one bad night of sleep can raise your inflammation markers, and you don't need that. Exercise matters too, but here's the nuance. Endless cardio can raise inflammation. Instead, zone 2 cardio plus strength training lowers it over time, and don't underestimate stress. Chronic stress is like pouring gasoline on the inflammation fire. I used to think I needed to run every single day in order to lose weight. And I couldn't understand why I would run an hour every day and I would feel exhausted and I'm trying to eat correctly with the calorie deficit, all of that, and the weight wouldn't budge. Well, now I know. I'm over here stressing my body out because my body doesn't know how to detox properly. And so it's holding on to all this inflammation and stress. And I'm just making it worse by running all the time. I can run, but I have to be careful and I have to time it at the right time of my monthly cycle. Next are supplements. So, bonus hacks. Supplements are amazing. They are not the end-all be-all. They do not cure everything, but they help. So, omega-3s from fish oil reduce inflammatory cytokines. Vitamin D3 with K2 helps regulate the immune system. And guys, please go spend 10 minutes outside every morning because you'll get the natural vitamin D from the sun and your body will thank you because there are millions of so many good things from the sun. All right? When God put the sun up in the sky, there was a reason for it. And you need to enjoy it. Don't be afraid of it. Don't go smearing sunscreen all over yourself. It gets out there to get you. No, it's there to help you. Vitamin D3 is amazing. Also, grab some magnesium and glycine. They help calm stress and lower inflammation. And probiotics like Saccharomyces boulardii, big words, but it's a probiotic that I take every morning to help strengthen my gut lining. And if you struggle with gut issues, look at taking that one. And please don't waste your money on those detox teas you see on Instagram. That's marketing, not science. The detox teas, believe me, I've tried every detox tea on the planet. I never noticed any difference. Here's the beautiful part. Once you lower inflammation, your whole body changes. Fat loss actually becomes easier. Your energy stabilizes. Your sleep improves. Your mood evens out. And I saw this firsthand the minute I stopped obsessing over calories and started focusing on calming inflammation. The weight around my waist finally came off. My muscles looked more defined. My digestion improved. And I didn't feel like I was fighting against my own body anymore. And also, hey, one other thing, my sleep improved again. I'm so obsessed with sleep, people. You need to be obsessed with sleep because that helps your body with everything, your daily function. Get your sleep on point. But when your diet is off and your body's inflamed, you're not going to sleep well. So here's the takeaway. Weight isn't always weight. Sometimes it's inflammation. Instead of asking, why am I not losing fat? Ask, what's inflaming my body? That one question changed everything for me. And if you've been stuck, tired, or bloated, it might just change everything for you too. So next time you wake up feeling puffy, don't immediately assume you gained fat. We do not gain fat, that much fat, overnight. So I knew when I stepped on the scale earlier this week and I had gained 1.5 pounds literally overnight because I was weighing myself every day. I knew that wasn't all fat. And I knew I needed to get back on track so that my body could go back to having lower inflammation so I could function properly. You might literally just be inflamed. And the good news is this is something you can fix. So if this resonated with you, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment telling me your biggest inflammation food. Because maybe what you're inflamed with might also be what someone else is also inflamed with who's also watching the video and they're trying to find answers. For me, it was garlic and cruciferous veggies and seed oils. What's yours? Let's compare notes because I guarantee you're not alone. I'll see you guys in the next video.